done.
Up just a little brief absence and late policy, just so everybody's on the same page. Some fees and payment schedule information, and then a uniform sneak peek, because I know everybody wants to see what the new uniforms are going to look like now that we are Ampless Archers. Like I mentioned before, if you would like to, you can pull up the PDF version of the tryout packet. It has all the information and more detail of everything we're talking about tonight. So you can go to our school website, and it's either under the athletics page or the clubs page. You should find the cheer info. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the tryout packet. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so I am Carrie Langford. I am a secondary math teacher here at Ampless. I've been here at the school for, this is my third year actually. I'm originally from San Diego. I grew up in Carlsbad and I cheered pretty much my whole life, all the way through college. And then I coached in Carlsbad before moving to Las Vegas. We have our junior varsity coach, Nelly Rodriguez. She is having some, she's on, but I don't think she can unmute right this second. So I have a little info for her. She is a teacher support for third grade this year at the Rainbow campus. She just moved here from Southern California as well. She actually cheered down the road from where I did. And she is so excited to coach our JV team this year. Next, we have Erin Landavazo. She's one of our English teachers, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Erin Landavazo. I'm an 8th grade English literature teacher at Ampless. It's my first year there. I've been cheering pretty much my whole life as well, and have been the advisor and head coach for high school back in San Diego as well, right up the road from Carrie. And I'm super excited to be joining the cheerleading program this year.
We also have Alyssa Tanner. I'm not sure if she's on actually, but she is our new elementary coach, and she is a UNLV cheerleader as well. So she has a lot of great experience, and she also cheered at Palo Verde High School. So I just saw the chat pop up really quick. So Viv, do you wanna, is it okay if you monitor that? Or maybe
Yes,
Erin?
absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Alyssa Tanner is our new elementary coach. She, like I said, was a UNLV, or is a UNLV cheerleader, and she also cheered at Palo Verde High School, and they have a really amazing cheer team. And then, oh no, it's not popped up for some reason. Viv Garner is our assistant principal and activities supervisor. And we also have, there she is. Did you want to say something or no?
Yes, I'm just nervous about running the chat and everything else. But good evening. We're just so happy to support Coach Langford and all the other coaches. It's going to be a wonderful season, and we just can't wait to see what we have in store.
Great, thank you. And then, of course, our principal, Sarah Barlow. Her name was supposed to be on here. I'm so sorry, but she's here as well visiting in case anything else comes up. Okay, next slide. Okay, so some general information for each of the teams. Like I said, in the PDF packet, you're going to get a lot more detail on all of the team information. For elementary, we have two teams, two types of elementary teams. We have a sideline team, which this is the information for. So for both elementary teams, we have incoming 2nd through 6th graders, 12 plus members, boys and girls are welcome. And they will be practicing on Tuesdays from 3:45 to 5:30. The elementary sideline team is required to attend a mandatory 5-day cheer camp from the 3rd week of June, I believe, June 14th through the 18th. And then some basics. They're learning cheers, jumps, motions, halftime routines, basic stunting, and tumbling. So this would be a great option for your student if they have never cheered before. And they will be cheering at some games on campus and possibly on other, or going to away games as well. And then, of course, assemblies and school events. Next slide. Okay, the elementary competition team. So this is also incoming 2nd through 6th graders. This team is going to have a max of 16 members, boys and girls, and it will include up to 4 alternates. So if you were in last year's, if you attended last year's meeting, oh gosh, hold on one second, there we go. I haven't been moving very much, I guess, in my classroom. The competition teams are going to include alternates this year. So we can talk a little bit more about that later, but there's also more information on the PDF packet. For our competition team, back handsprings are preferred, but they're not required. Fall practices are going to be Mondays and Wednesdays. From Mondays are 3:45 to 5:30 and Wednesdays 2:45 to 4:30. All of the elementary practices will be held at the Rainbow campus. So that 3:45 and 2:45 start time are to help the students at Durango get over to Rainbow. This team will also attend the same 5-day camp June 14th through 18th. They will cheer at some games and then they will compete in 3 to 5 local competitions. Some of them are over school break, so just make sure you are aware of the dates. Next slide. Our junior high team is 7th through 8th grade only. Same thing, max of 16 members, boys and girls, includes up to 4 alternates. And I guess I should probably explain a little bit more about that. So our competition teams will have 12 students on mat at any competition, at any given competition, which means if there's 16 members, there will be 4 alternates that are attending all of the practices and the competitions, but those alternates and the people on mat can change depending on the week. Back handsprings are preferred but not required. And the junior high team will actually be enrolled in our last period class at school. So it is a cheer class. And then 1 day a week, they will extend after school to have a little bit of a longer practice. And then of course, when we get closer to our first competition and usually the weeks leading up to a competition, they will have extended practices probably more often than not. They will cheer at some games, perform at school events, and then they will compete in 5 to 7 local competitions. Again, some competitions are over school breaks. Next slide. Our JV team is going to be incoming 7th through 12th graders, 12 plus members, no limit, boys and girls. They are going to practice in the fall with Coach Nelly, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 6 p.m. They will also attend the mandatory camp June 14th through 18th. They will cheer at games, perform at school events, assemblies, participate in fundraising, etc. Next slide. And then the varsity team info. So varsity is 9th through 12th only. And this again has the max of 16 members, boys and girls, includes up to 4 alternates. Back handsprings and tucks are preferred, but they are not required. And this also is a cheer class. So the junior high and the varsity team are enrolled in a last period cheer class, and that would be the 8th period and then extends at least 1 day after school. They also attend the mandatory 5-day camp. They'll cheer at some games and then they will compete in 4 to 6 local competitions. And then their goal is going to be, their big competition is going to be USA Nationals in Anaheim, California, going to Disneyland. Okay, so tryout dates and information. We have 2 clinic days and they're broken up into the different grade levels. So our elementary clinic day is on Monday, March 22nd for 2 hours, 3:30 to 5:30. These are going to be at the Durango campus. And then on Tuesday, March 23rd from 3:30 to 5:30 will be our secondary students, 7th through 12th grade only. So if you are in 6th grade going into 7th, you will come on the 23rd. And if you are in 5th grade going into 6th grade, right, you'll be coming on the 22nd. Clinic days are mandatory and they are going to include a review of the cheer and the dance, which we will talk about a little bit later. The jumps, motion technique, tumbling, basic stunting, and then that cheer and dance that I just mentioned, we are going to actually send out a video of the tryout material, and then you will be learning that on your own and coming to the clinic day with most of that learned, and then we review that together. Next slide. Okay, and then on Wednesday, March 24th, starting at 3 p.m. at the Durango campus, this is the tryout day for all students, so all incoming 2nd through 12th graders. Everybody needs to arrive at 3, and then we will try out in groups of 3 or 4 in front of the judges. We have 2 outside judges that will be coming to participate with us. And then as soon as your student has finished trying out, they'll do their cheer, their dance, their jumps, their tumbling. So as soon as they're finished with that 5 to 10 minute tryout, they would just need to be picked up right after that. So that's a quick kind of in and out day. And then of course our teams will be posted at the front offices of each campus. And I will also be posting their tryout numbers online on the website. All right, when you come to the clinic days and to the tryout day, we ask that you wear blue, gray, or black shorts, white t-shirts or Amplus Spirit t-shirts, athletic shoes, your hair in a ponytail. Those are always encouraged. You must wear a mask when you're on campus. No jewelry of any kind and no fake nails. So that is the biggest thing, especially for my older students, my high school kids. No fake nails are allowed at all, and jewelry has to be taken out. If you can't, and if you can't attend the clinic day or the tryouts, please email me right away. We are going to accept some video tryouts, but I just want to make sure everybody understands that if you do a virtual tryout, once we start having mandatory practices, which we'll talk about the calendar in just a little bit, we are expecting you to be there with following the state mandate. Okay, this is big. And I know we don't have a ton of time until our tryouts start, but all of my current 9th through 11th graders, right, 11th going into 12th, you have to complete Register My Athlete before you try out. All of that information, literally a step-by-step PDF, is on our school website under the athletics tab. And that is where you'll get your physical form. So you can't just go get a physical and then do the Register My Athlete. You have to go through the steps of Register My Athlete. For 2nd through 8th graders, because 8th graders aren't in 9th grade, you can't do Register My Athlete just yet. You'll have to do that in the fall. But for 2nd through 8th graders, you have to have a current physical on files. So what you'll do is I will send you, once I receive your tryout application, or if you want to email me, I can send you the link to the physical paperwork that you can take to the doctor or the Minute Clinic, wherever you're going. And then you just need to show proof of your physical for me in order for you to try out. And I can't stress this enough. You cannot participate in tryouts until these things are done. So if you're a current 9th through 12th grader, you have to have Register My Athlete complete. And then obviously 2nd through 8th just needs to have that physical. Next slide. Okay, let's talk about eligibility, because this has changed a little bit since our previous school. So any interested student can try out right now. It's okay what your grades are at this moment. We want everybody to come try out, but I just want to make sure everybody is aware of what comes next. In August, when we resume school, we will be doing eligibility checks. And what that looks like is looking back at your June report card. So in order to be eligible for the first semester of next school year, the 21-22 school year, your current June report card, your 21 June report card, semester 2 report card, has to be a 2.0 or higher. So if you are not at a 2.0 when you finish this year, you will not be eligible to cheer in the fall. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that. Once the competitive season begins, so this is for my competition athletes, the ones who are trying out for junior high, elementary, junior high, or varsity. We do grade checks every 3 weeks, and every single class has to be at a 70% or above. If you have even one class that's lower than a 70, grade checks are done on a Monday morning. If you have one class that's lower than a 70, you are eligible to participate that week, but you have that 1 week to get the grade to 70 or above. And then we do a grade check on Monday, and that process repeats. However, if the second time we check, it's not above a 70 yet, you are then ineligible to participate the whole week. So I just want to make sure everybody's kind of on the same page with that and understands the new eligibility requirements. Also, I forgot to mention, we will be talking about, or I will be taking all the questions that you guys have at the end of the presentation. Thanks, Viv. Okay, here's our scorecard breakdown for our tryouts. Every athlete will do the jump of their choice, toe touch, pike, hurdler, herky, whatever you prefer. You will also be required to do a double toe touch, which we will be going over all of these things at the clinic day on Monday or Tuesday, depending on your age. You can earn 5 points for the cheer, 5 points for the dance, and then we'll be looking at your tumbling. So you can earn anywhere from 1 to 5 points for standing tumbling, which would be a back bend or a back walkover, all the way up to a standing tuck. And then 1 to 5 points for running tumbling, cartwheel, all the way up to a round off back handspring tuck or a round off tuck and higher. And then 10 points for the coaches. So as the coaches are here on Monday and Tuesday working with you, we're able to assign 10 points for our athletes that are also trying out. Next slide. Okay, so today on our website, you can actually go and not only just download the PDF of our tryout packet, but you can submit your tryout application. Everything is going to be online this year. We're not going to collect any hard copies of your tryout application. There is a Google form that you will need to submit. So again, if you go to the cheer page, either under clubs or athletics, you will find a link if you scroll underneath the tryout information for you to submit your tryout application. As soon as you submit your tryout application, or within 24 hours of submitting that application, I will share with you the dance and the cheer material for you to start practicing and learning before the clinic day. Once we make the team, April 7th, we're gonna have uniform fittings for 7th through 12th grade. And then spring practices begin in April. So elementary will practice, every team will practice 1 day a week. Elementary will be Monday, 3:45 to 5 at the Rainbow campus. Junior high, JV, and varsity will be at the Durango campus. And all of this information, like I said, is in the packet. So if you're trying to scramble to write things down, it's okay. I promise it's also posted online. And then our mandatory summer practices are going to start June 7th. So that's the week before our all squad mandatory camp. The practices the week before camp are really important to get together as a team and start practicing some of those basic stunting skills and tumbling skills, things like that, things that we're going to want to focus on at camp, but at a higher level, so that we don't have to learn the basics. We can learn those beforehand and get to know everybody, since not everybody can come to every spring practice. And then from June 19th to August 1st, there is no cheer. That is your break from cheer. Take all of your vacations here, please. And then fall practices will begin the first week of school. Okay, so with the absence and late policy, I just kind of want to make sure everybody understands the spring practices in April are not mandatory. We highly encourage that you attend, but we also know and understand that you may have a prior commitment to another club or another sport. So if you can't make the spring practices, that's okay. The mandatory practices are going to begin on June 7th. So I want to make sure everybody is aware of that. The week of June 7th, you must be at your practice, and that's when that absent late policy will start to kick into gear. Athletes on any of our cheer teams are only allowed 3 total absences. All of the information is found, the more detailed information is in the packet. So if you want to kind of look over the excused versus unexcused, things like that. Of course, the coaches and I know that unforeseen circumstances come up. We just ask that you communicate with us as soon as you can. And then, certain situations will be handled on a case-by-case basis. I also want to point out, that not meeting the eligibility requirements counts as an absence. So it's really, really important that our athletes keep up to date with their schoolwork and they're communicating with their coaches, but also their teachers about all the things they need to do to get that grade and keep that grade at a 70% and above. School is their #1 priority. So if that's dropping below a 70, we want to make sure that they're taking care of that before anything else. Okay, because we have a whole group of people on here for all of our levels, elementary all the way through varsity, you can go on the packet, on the website to the PDF packet to see the individual fee breakdown per squad or by squad. If you have any questions about those fees, you can let me know. One of the really exciting things this year is that we are going to do uniform rentals. So the school is graciously helping us purchase our brand new Amplus Archer uniforms, which you'll get a sneak peek in a second. And you'll just be paying a rental fee for that uniform. The uniforms can only be purchased by our seniors. So if you are an 11th grader going into your senior year, you have the option of purchasing your uniform if that's something that you want to keep with you after you graduate. The fees are projected costs, so they can change, they can fluctuate, but your fees include your uniform rental, which is your shell and your skirt, your top and your skirt, all of your uniform gear, so your liners, your briefs, your shoes, your socks, your backpack, all of the things, your practice gear, your t-shirts, your shorts, your polos, and your warm-ups, and then camp and competition fees and choreography fees if applicable. Your first payment will be due April 5th. So that's the first Monday, I believe we get back, April 5th, which is the first Monday we get back from spring break, in the amount of $250. You then after that will have monthly dues of $200, and that will fall on the first school day of each month until your fees are paid, or the remaining balance will be due on October 1st. We will have some fundraising opportunities, and one of our favorite opportunities are the fence banners. So if you were here last year, you saw some of the fence banners up in the carpool lanes, and that's something that we're looking to do again. Just to give you kind of a background on that, the fence banners, we sell the banner, it's a 3x8 banner, I believe, and we sell the banner for $350, which is a steal for a lot of businesses. And the athlete will earn $200 of that $350 toward their account. So if you're looking at the fees right now, or you go and check it out, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. If you own a business, or if you have a family friend or a relative that owns a business, it might be a great way to make some money for your cheer fees. Okay, next slide. And our uniform reveal. So our elementary uniform is going to be the same across the board. Every elementary student, regardless of the team, so sideline and competition, will look like the left with a dark blue or navy blue liner underneath for the sleeves. And then all of our secondary athletes will be wearing the uniform on the right. And I apologize if there's any boys on right now. I do have a uniform for you. I did not post it. I'm very, very sorry, but I can email it to you if you have, if you send me an email. And that's it. I feel like I went really fast, but if you have questions, this is the time to ask. You can either type it in the chat. I can pull the chat up and look, or you can unmute. That's totally fine. Yes, go for it. You can type it or you can unmute.
So like we have to pay to like go to cheer?
Yes, you do. We have to be able to purchase all of your items. So your uniform, your camp clothes, camp, all of the things that your cheer team will, sorry, I just got distracted, that you're gonna need to be on the cheer team. But you have lots of fundraising opportunities as well.
Yeah, and so for the cheer like tryouts, so like on the clinic day, what do we do? What are we
On the clinic day, you're going to review the cheer and the dance, and then you're going to learn the counts for jumps, and you are going to learn technique for your different motions, and some basic tumbling.
Oh, so like we're gonna, you know, kind of practice.
Yeah, a little bit. You'll get a little bit of an idea of what practice could be like.
Okay, so can I show you like my clothes for cheer just in case it's not okay?
You can, but how about you email me first and then we can figure out where to go from there.
Okay, so do I just email you my clothes?
Yeah, if you have a picture of your clothes, you can just email them to me.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've got some questions in the chat for you.
Perfect.
So I have this year, there isn't going to be cheer, right? Like for seniors, question mark?
Okay, yes. So if you are a current senior, no, there is not an opportunity for cheer, unfortunately. The tryouts are for next year's teams, and we do start now, but it's for next year's teams.
Next question is, for the last period, junior high, do they do it during last period?
Yes, it's last period. So it's 8th period. I think we're having eight periods next year, right?
Correct.
Right. So it'll be 8th period cheer, and then depending for junior high, I believe they're extending on Monday. So Monday they'll extend until 5, and then the rest of the week will just be the class period.
Next question is.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just going to confirm with Aaron or Coach Landavazo. Did we say Mondays? Are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still on. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, Monday.
Okay. So Mondays will extend past the 8th period, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday will just be 8th period to start the school year.
Next question is, I'm sorry, what color are the shoes going to be?
They are going to be white.
Next question is, do we need experience with tumbling or any experience at all?
No, you do not need any experience with tumbling. The competitive teams, we prefer that you have a standing back handspring or higher, but it's not required. Also, sorry, really quickly, like I mentioned earlier for one of the other questions, I think that came up, or maybe I'm thinking of something else, but if you've never cheered before, elementary sideline, if you're 2nd through 6th, would be a really great place to start because it's kind of teaching you all of the basics of cheer, and then JV as well. Like I said, we have an awesome coach, Coach Nelly, who's going to be amazing to work with all of our athletes next year. And she will teach you all those basic cheer skills to develop and then hopefully keep going with.
Next question is, do you recommend any tumbling classes?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. If you feel comfortable, go get in a tumbling class right now. It can only help you. There's a ton of tumbling classes offered throughout the Valley. I mean, you can go to almost any all-star gym will have tumbling classes available to the public for a fee, of course. And then also gymnastics gyms do a lot of like cheernastic classes. You can also do private lessons or semi-private lessons if you and a friend want to get together and go on a Saturday for an hour or so. That's usually the way to do it because you can split the cost.
And then one question asks, what time is 8th period? And we'll know that more once the schedule for next year comes out. So I can just answer that one.
Yeah.
The next one is, do we have to learn any flips right now to enter cheer?
No, you do not have to learn any flips to enter cheer.
Okay, then Nice Mom suggested Las Vegas All-Stars has great tumbling classes. It's on Decatur and Trop. And another person said they're on the AMP Plus website and they don't see the link to register, but maybe you just want to say one more time where they can find that.
Yeah, absolutely. The AMP Plus website. So if you go to amplus.academy and you click on athletics and then athletics home, you'll be able to see on the left, it should say cheer. And then if you click on the cheer tab, you'll be able to scroll down.
And the last one is the physical form will be sent after our application is sent in.
Thank you so much, Britt. Yes, I am waiting for our athletic director, Mr. Cooper, to, or Coach Cooper, it's weird saying Mr. for some reason, to send me the form. And so as soon as I get the form, I can email it out to our 2nd through 8th grade families.
Excuse me?
Yes.
For the cheer, how many people for 3rd grade can join?
So 3rd grade would be a part of one of 2 teams. We have the sideline team, which is as many students as we have tryout. And then the competitive team is a maximum of 16 students. So both teams are a mixture of 2nd through 6th grade kids. Yes, Rosalind, just to clarify, the 8th graders will not do register my athlete until the fall, until you're actually a 9th grader. So you will just get your physical or show proof of a current physical to me, and then you're good to go. If you can't do the clinic day, so if you can't do the clinic day, email me and we can figure something out, okay? Anything else? Anybody else? You're welcome. Okay, I'm happy to stick around if anybody has any other questions. But like I said earlier, all of the information and more, more detail is on that PDF packet on the website. If you have any questions, you can email myself or you can email any of the coaches. Their information is also on the website as well. We have cheer emails. I probably should have put that. Oh, I did put that on the first slide. So varsity cheer at amplus.academy, JV cheer, junior high cheer, and elementary cheer, all at amplus.academy. And those will get answered ASAP. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody coming. Have a great rest of your night. My pleasure.